I was recently invited to fish a lake that's been untouched by anglers for over 3 decades. A mature gravel pit set in the grounds of a converted barn that belonged to a French couple for 30 plus years had now been bought by Tony and his wife Amanda with the intention of opening it as a French holiday venue. However, before opening, Tony wanted to know the stock of carp that already existed in the lake. There was no records of carp having been introduced to the lake, but there was a family of them that did somehow end up living there. How big they were and how many of them remained a complete mystery. I was asked to fish the venue to try and answer these questions, and it was a challenge I was certainly excited to take on.
Sometimes in fishing, you get presented with an opportunity that seems a little bit too good to be true, and potentially that's what we're facing here today. Let me explain. My good friend Jamie Peacock, long-time consultant of Nash, he told me about a lake that his mates just bought over in France that's never been fished for before. They've done a little bit of test fishing, they've caught a few nice carp, and now we're here to do the first ever proper session at the place. We've gone for a walk around already. I've got to say it looks absolutely incredible. And I do think that we could be in for something really special here. Crystal clear water, nice sized gravel pit, loads of water to fish to, and I've seen carp and it looks like there's some nice ones there as well. So we really could be in for a little special trip here. Mystery lake, mystery stop besides the handful of fish I've already caught. Yeah, who knows what I could throw up. 40s, 50s, maybe even 60 pounders. I got here a little bit after Jamie. He's picked first swim. He's already out there baiting up around the marks that the owner's been pre-feeding a little bit, so I'm sure he's going to catch a few. We've seen a few on his bank as well. The boat's all loaded for me. I'm ready to go. I'm going to go over to my swim, get everything sorted, get everything prepped, find some spots and get fishing.
I was going to be fishing the opposite bank to Jamie, as it gave us half the lake each to angle in, meaning that we both had plenty of water in front of us. After boating across, I unloaded my gear and began to set up camp. With the bivvy quickly set up and feeling semi-organised, I jumped in the boat to explore the lake and find potential spots to place my rods. I knew that the lake was going to be deep as it was an old gravel pit, so I was going to focus my attention on the shallower water in the margins and any plateaus I may have found. Thankfully, I did find the perfect shallow area in the bay to my left, close to where I'd seen the carp during the initial walk around the lake. I was going to focus my attention here and along the margins, as well as on a marker pole in open water that Tony had been trickling some bait on since he took over the venue. We were going to be eating in that evening back over in the main house, so I didn't get the rods out. Instead, I decided to trickle a bit of bait in for when we eventually got the rods out after dinner. I'd already made up a mix in the van consisting of tigers, particle and boilies, a highly attractive mix full of different food items that I hoped would seem appealing to these virgin carp. Whilst I was priming my spots, Jamie had got a margin spot going by trickling in a bit of bait over the course of a couple of hours. He'd watch the fish come onto the spot and eagerly feed, so it was not a surprise when I got a shout that he'd had one. With all my spots primed, I decided to head back over to the house for dinner and check out Jamie's carp.
I'm on the move, not because dinner's ready, but Jamie's had one. He's fishing right in front of the house, so he can put his rods out already. I knew he'd catch one straight away. There's a lot of fish on his side. He got here before me. I knew he wanted that swim. And fair play to him, he's caught one. So let's go around and have a look at it. God, good start, great start.
So, Tony put me on a little spot just down the margin. And he said, you need to get some bait in there. So I dropped a bit of bait in there. We had a look, a few fish feeding. Put a bit of monster shrimp and worm cell. Crumbed it up. All of a sudden we had 7 fish on us. So we chucked a bit more bait in, scared them off, lowered the rig. Bang.
Straight away.
Straight away.
Any good uns down there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
All good uns.
And what have you had?
Hey?
What have you had?
I reckon it's probably near enough 30. Yeah, around about £30.
Not bad.
On the scale, she went £36. What a great start to our session. It was a proper cool one as well, so we were all pretty pleased with how things had unfolded already. All I wanted to do was get my rods out at this point, but first it was time for dinner. We ate together in the house before I headed back over to my swim on dusk to get the rods into position.
That's dinner done. Lovely spaghetti bolognese. A bit better than what I'm used to when I'm on the bank normally. But now I just want to get rods out. After seeing Jamie's fish, all I want to do is catch one like that. So, heading back round now. All the spots are baited. Rods are ready to go. What I need to do is get out in the boat, drop in position, sit back, chill, get my head down after a long day. I'm hoping that at some point in the night, I'll be woken up with a fish.
Shortly after getting the rods out, whilst on the phone to my mate Jacob, the rod on the plateau was away.
Jacob.
Are you in?
I'm in.
Are you in?
I'm in, bruv.
Wasn't even wearing my bloody head torch, it will happen so fast. In the net. Boom. Yes. Alright, let me go get my head torch and have a look at him.
Ooh. Check him out.
Lovely carp that, wow. Nice one.
Well, I wasn't expecting a bite so quickly. Literally got my last rod out, and that's the rod that went. What an old, crusty fish that is. Who knows where this stock is from? They look absolutely wicked. The one Jamie had earlier was cool. This one, I think, is even cooler. It looks really old, some cool scales. Not what you expect from France. What else are we going to catch? Who knows? We've been here, well, I've been fishing for about 40 minutes and caught one, so I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of the session brings. Buzzing with that, great start. Happy days.
I did land another small mirror shortly after the first fish, which I slipped straight back. Not long before first lie, my plateau rod was away again and I had a truly epic fish in the sling that I just had to keep in there until daylight so I could show it to Tony.
When you come to France, you don't really expect to catch a carp like this. Look at the state of this fish. What a mad, mad carp. It's like a carp from a proper bygone era, so I'm buzzing with this one. It's not massive, but they do not need to be massive when they look like this. Fishing a lake throws up surprises, but this is a surprise I was not expecting. We had 3 in the night, Jamie had 1 obviously yesterday evening, so we're doing all right I think. 4 fish within about less than 24 hours of fishing. I'm looking forward to seeing what else we catch, but right now, yeah, I'm just appreciating this mega little mirror.
With the fish returned, I waited out prime bite time before redoing the rods at around midday. All the bites had come from the plateau and the other spots had yet to produce any action. I did have some backup spots to fall back on, but I decided I was going to give the initial spots another day at least before rotating my rods onto the secondary spots.
Look at those big mouths on them. Yes, there we go, come on. Woo! Get in there. It's another really cool carp. Might be my biggest one as well.
Where on earth are these fish from? I'd love to know, because you don't see carp like this very often in France. I fished all over the place over here, loads of public waters, and I can't recognise this strain at all. So this lake, yeah, it's full of surprises. Another epic fish. I'd love to know what else is in here that's not been caught already. All the other fish we've caught have been brand new ones. This one is a recapture. So I think there's about 25 fish in here that have been caught so far, but I think there's plenty more to come. Yeah, what a cool carp.
I slipped back the cool mirror and redid the rod. Again, it came from the plateau swim, and this seemed to be the area that the carp were most happy to feed on. I sat back as the sun set, fully expecting to be in for a busy night once more. However, it wasn't until around 3 AM that I received my first take. I soon had a nice mirror in the net, which I retained for the morning. I quickly redid the rod, and before I knew it, that same plateau rod was away again.
Yeah, fish on. Strange bite that. What are you grating on, mate? This is going to have to be a boat job, I think.
Sadly, the fish managed to kite towards a snaggy margin and ended up entangled in a submerged bush. I had to carefully handline the fish from the snag before I could play it again in open water.
If you're doing this, make sure you've got a very loose grip on the braid, because if you're holding it tight and they go, you're slicing your hand off. Come on. Right, are we back in the game? I think we might be, ladies and gentlemen. Right, that looks like as far as I'm going to be able to take him. Yes, nice carp. Right, how are we going to land this? Boom, boom, boom. In the net. Come on, baby. Yes. Whew, that was hairy. I did not think we were going to land that for a little bit. Oh, get in. Get in.
Well, some steady action through the night once again, starting off with a very pretty little mirror, about 20 pounds. That was a great fish, followed by an epic battle in the dark to hand line this one in. This is the biggest I've had so far, 32 pound. A bit more of a plain mirror, but still a really nice one. Like I said, my biggest so far. So all from that same spot, fishing the plateau into that bay to my left. It's weird, I'm not getting any bites out in open water. Neither is Jamie, so they're definitely liking that spot over there. I'm hoping I can get something else going, but providing that keep producing bites, I can't really complain too much. But yeah, lovely start to the day, holding a couple of carp. What more can you want?
With the early morning period passing by with no further bites, I reeled in before heading over to the house for some breakfast.
Thought now's a good time to show you the facilities of this place. Like I said, the owners have literally just bought it in the past couple of weeks. But they've got plans to open this place, the Grange fishery it's called, in April 2026. So right now they're doing a bit of work. They're going to sort out the fish stock a little bit, figure out what's in there, maybe supplement the stock. But in addition to the fishing, you get some pretty cool facilities. So where I am right now, this barn, I think it's from the 1840s. I mean, look how beautiful this place is. It's absolutely stunning. And they're going to turn this into a bit of a games room, a bit of a welcome area, so you can come out here, chill, and put a pool table in here. Darts board maybe, nice place to chill. I mean, it's just such a beautiful building. On top of that, you've got a number of individual showers and toilets, but you've also got access to the gîte. And I think they're gonna do these as lake exclusives. In the gîte, you've got a nice little lounge area, a kitchen so you can cook, air fryer in there, a hob, and then also you've got a toilet in there as well. So I think this place is perfect to come in with a group of mates, 2 or 3 mates with their wives, with their kids, because you've got beaches about 10 minutes away, you've got like an amusement park, sort of thought park style thing about 10, 15 minutes away. You've got these amazing facilities on site, and of course you've got the fishing. A lot of these places where you've got those amazing facilities for the family on site, I don't think that the fishing's necessarily amazing, but here the fishing I think is pretty fantastic, and of course the stock of carp in here are pretty special. So if you're a serious carp angler but you want to go away with the missus and the kids to do a bit of fishing, I'd highly recommend coming here. I'm going to put the links in the description for this place so you can give them a follow, and when they start taking bookings in April, check them out because I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Right, let's get back to the fishing.
Before heading back to my swim, I had a little chat with Jamie, who was getting a bit despondent about his lack of action. He was thinking of changing some of his tactics to try and turn the fish on. I bid him best of luck before heading back to my swim. I got the rods out, did a little bit of work on my laptop before getting my head down for a midday siesta.
Well, I don't know how long I was asleep for just then, because when I went to sleep, Jamie was a bit down in the dumps, not really been catching many, just sort of second guessing what he'd been doing. Come back round here, get my head down for a little bit to catch up on all the sleep that I've missed from the interrupted moments in the night catching them for carp over the past couple of days. I checked the WhatsApp group, he's had 3. I think he's had an 18, a mid-20, and he's got a low 30 in the net over there. So I'm just making a quick coffee and I'm going to go around and see him and congratulate him on a mad couple of hours of angling. I can't believe it. I must have been asleep for about a week over there, because you've had... How many have you had since I've gone to bed?
I've had 3 now.
Good stuff. Where from? What spots?
So I found a little spot yesterday, bit of a shallower area. Put some bait on it yesterday, had one this morning. Literally put the rod back out again, put a few spoms over the top. As I was spomming, the rod's gone again. So 2 off a new spot. And then I've got a couple of open water spots that I've been working at. And this morning I finally managed to get a fish off one of the long rods. And we have it in the sling right now.
Wicked. Right, let's get him out.
First fish off the long rod. I had a couple of bream off there on 15mm pop-ups. Decided to put on a new citrus cultured 20mm and a 15mm monster shrimp pop-up. And yep, this is the result. Happy days, 32 pound.
I didn't bother heading back to my swim as it was nearly dinner time. We chilled in Jamie's swim whilst we waited for the food. Jamie's good run continued, as whilst we were eating, he had a bite and he was soon playing his 4th fish of the day.
The dogs are going mad for it, Jamie. We've just been having a barbecue dinner. Jamie can keep his rods out because he's just here, and he's in.
The dinner interruption proved to be a decent fish, giving a good account for itself in the deep margin. After a spirited fight, the fish was in the net, and we had another mega mirror on the bank.
What do you think, hey? Hey?
So this is my 3rd fish off a little hump that I found yesterday. The biggest fish as well, just at 33 pounds. Gave a real good account for itself in the deeper water in front of the swim. And another cracking fish. It's a new fish for the lake, so we're all pretty buzzing right now. Happy days.
Okay, just got back round after the barbecue and Jamie's fish. Another amazing carp. I cannot believe the standard and the strain of fish in here. You just don't expect it from France. They look like old English carp or something. Amazing fish. I want to get my rods out, and I'm half debating between this being my final night or having another night after this. I've not decided yet. I'm going to see how tonight pans out and how I'm feeling in the morning. I'm going to start rotating the spots now. I've pre-baited 3 of the spots, which is perfect because 3 spots, haven't done any fish. All my bites have come from that one rod, fishing to the bay to my left on that little plateau. So the 3 spots I baited, closer in, shallow water, I'm going to put all my rods on them tonight and see what happens because, yeah, unfortunately, those spots out in open water, for whatever reason, they've just not done bites. Let's get the rods out now. I'm going to drop them into position, sit back, chill out, enjoy this evening, and I'm hoping that tonight we can catch a few more of those 30-pound stunners, or maybe even a 40. Now that'd be nice.
With all the rods out and fishing a number of new spots, I went to bed feeling confident that I could be in for a bit of action throughout the night. I fell asleep dreaming of the mysterious carp that could be living within the depths of this gravel pit, knowing that my next bite could be a real unknown giant. It was a bleak dawn the following morning, both on the weather front and the lack of action we'd received throughout the night.
Well, nothing in the night for Jamie or me. I'm quite surprised at that, to be honest. I think it's a combination of things. One, it could be because the fish are now on edge. They've obviously never been fished for properly before. All of a sudden, 10 of them have been caught, which is probably a good percentage of the stock, and the rest of them, they're all on edge a little bit. So that could be one reason. Another reason is I think I made a bit of a mistake putting all the rods in the margin. The weather has turned, it's quite moody, it rained quite a bit in the night, and perhaps the fish aren't in the margins like they have been in the sunnier days. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reel the rods, 2 of the rods in, and put them on the open water spots. Now, I did bait the open water spots yesterday, even though I moved the rods just in case I did have to fall back on them, and this could be plan C now. This could be my plan C, and I'm hoping that it pays off. I did say that last night might be my last night. You can't end on a blank, not when you've got another night potentially at your disposal. So I'm going to stay for one more night on here, and I'm hoping that between me and Jamie, we can catch one more of the stunning 30s in here. It's really cool here because, yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything massive like 60-pound, but I mean, there could be a 50. There's already been a 40 caught, but it's more the strain. The strain of carp in here are just next level, and you don't really get them anymore. I was saying to Tony, the owner, and we were talking about how he's going to stock it and things like this, and I was saying to him that you're so lucky with the stamp of fish that are already in here, the originals, because you can go and get these round the paler typical French fish from any fish farm in France, and yeah, they'll do 40, 50, 60, even 70-pound. But you can't go and buy these fish anywhere anymore. Fish farmers just don't make them. So you're blessed with this incredible stock of carp. Yeah, you can supplement it with perhaps less desirable looking fish, which will hit those bigger weights. But even if these fish with a bit of food, they don't regularly break the 40-pound barrier, who cares? They're incredible. They're such sick carp. So I'd love to catch a couple more of them. Let me get these rods in, redo them, drop them on those open water spots, and see if we can get a couple of bites during the day in this moodier weather.
The weather began to clear up in the afternoon, but my rods remained silent, other than a small bream. Later in the day, my Dutch friend Marco arrived, as he was going to be taking over my swim after I stopped fishing the following morning.
I'm saying that you're poaching me up tomorrow, Marco.
I will, mate.
Got to show me up, yeah?
Well, you show me how to do it, and I'll just copy you for the rest of the week.
Good plan.
Yeah.
Proper angling. Well done.
Yeah.
Jamie did manage to land another nice mirror that came perfectly timed just before we sat down for dinner. The owner had been tallying up the number of unique fish caught based on our session and those caught by the bailiff and a few of the friends since taking over, and I believe that he was now on 40 plus different fish. Not bad considering there was a chance that there wasn't any carp in the venue at all. We had an incredible roast dinner that night, and we stayed up later than usual, chatting around the table. I spent a decent amount of time catching up with Marco, as I hadn't seen him for a good few months. By the time I headed back to my swim, it was dark. I sorted everything under the light of my head torch before going out to drop the rods for one final night, just praying that I was fortunate enough to land one more carp.
There we go. She's stripping. there now. Oh, that water's cold. That water's freezing. Let's try and deal with this. There you go. Where's it going? Get out of there. I can feel it grating. No. There we go. Oh, it's just right into the net. Result. Oh, what a way to end. What a way to end that is. Literally starting to pack down my stuff. A nice common. Come on.
Well, it's gone super quiet for me, nothing for about 48 hours, and I thought we spooked these wild carp that haven't been fished for before, and then this morning, literally as I'm packing up, we've caught one, a common. There's not many commons in here. I think this is the third one that's been caught. Not far off 30 pound. With a bit of bait, you'll definitely hit that 30 pound mark. But what an end, and I really didn't think I was going to catch another one. Sometimes it happens when you're fishing with these fish that not seen angling pressure for 30 years, a few of their mates get caught and they all go on edge. I think that's what happened here. So, to catch one more, I'm well happy with that. So thank you to Tony for letting us come fish here, helping figure out the lake stock. He's got a wonderful selection of carp here, and when this place opens as a fishery, I'm sure you guys are going to absolutely love fishing here. Right, I'm going to get this one back, get on the road. Happy days.